Welcome back to the Seaboard Central, everyone. This is the July 2020 layout update. And a lot's been going on this past month, so let's get started. First up are our new crossing signals from Tomar that arrived. Replaced the old Walther's crossing signals. I still need to hook these up, get them activated, but they sure are a big difference and they look great here. This particular crossing at Griffin is just protected by lights. It doesn't have gates to this day, only lights. So I depicted the same crossing signals here on the layout. The latest freight car projects are these 3 boxcars on the head end of the train. 2 Pan Am MECs and 1 Seaboard Central boxcar. And these are all Athearn 5347 FMC boxcars. The 2 Pan Am cars were weathered according to the prototype photos. I really like how the roofs turned out on these cars. Here's the other side of the cars. I tried to copy the graffiti the best I could from the prototypes on the 2 Pan Am cars. Also the rust patterns. This MEC 31853 actually had a new door that had been replaced from the other one, so it's still in primer paint. These cars have the magnetic air hoses, and I've added cut levers and KD 58 couplers. This Seaboard Central car actually has my grandson's name on it, and I dedicated this one to him. Here's another project I've been working on, my latest Seaboard Central engine. This is a Kato SD40-2, and I've also got its sister, the 3018, that's currently in progress. This one still has a little more work to do, including some weathering, but it's looking pretty sharp, fresh out of the paint shop right now, and it will be sent off. It has a Loc sound decoder in it now, but it will get scale sound system speakers, current keeper, and LED headlights and ditch lights. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally, last up are the new modules for the Peninsula build that I've started on. These are the first 2 of 4 that I'll be building, and these are completely constructed out of 3/4 inch plywood. And I'll show you how I did the framing for this bench work. My layout is actually 40 inches off the floor, which is too low. Originally I had planned on building a double deck layout, and this layout that I currently have was going to be the lower deck. So a new future version of this layout will be a minimum of 48 inches off the floor. And I designed this bench work in mind so that it could be 40 inches now, but it'll be easily raised to 48 inch. So right here I actually have an extra piece of wood, and I have 4 holes, and this whole top part can slide up 8 inches to raise the layout up to 48 inches high. So right now it's at 40, and when I move to the new house next year, I'll be able to easily raise the whole layout up to 48. This front part will have a fascia on it. One of the things to consider when you're building your layout is to actually, where you face the layout, reset the legs in so that they're not right at the edge of the board. And this actually gives you enough room so you won't be kicking the layout legs or hitting it with your knees if you're sitting in a chair. So, or if you're standing up, you won't be kicking the layout because the legs will be inset some. And that's just a good design practice to keep in mind when you're building your layout. The wiring I have in these modules are actually, this is the 14 gauge bus that you're looking at right now that I've already wired for. And so I have 14 gauge bus wires, and I'm keeping the red to the rear and the black to the front. And got the wire, this is stranded wire I bought from Home Depot. These terminal strips I bought off of Amazon, and I actually are feeding it with 3M suitcase connectors and 18 gauge wire. And so I'll be able to run my track feeders down to this long terminal strips. And each module is connected with these on the end, and I'll run wires through the existing layout to connect the wires to the existing layout. And here you can see where I just run a jumper wire from these two terminal strips to the other module to connect the two modules together. The modules and the legs are both connected with long bolts and wing nuts. This way this layout can be easily moved and disassembled and transported to our new location. So I hope you've enjoyed this latest update. Be sure to tune in next month to see what other progress is made on the Seaboard Central.